In the last session, we have discussed about some important commands, some basic settings, and some file formats of the ETABS software. That all things will help much for effective modeling, for effective use of the ETABS software. Is that clear to all of you? Yeah, from this session, we have to see how to define the material properties and how to define the section properties. So some discussion we had in the last session for the defining of material properties. Am I right or wrong? Yeah. So can we start with the section properties? What is the formula to find the modulus of elasticity of concrete? Yes, 5000 under root of HCK. What, Krishna Praveen? Exactly. So now let's we have to see how to define the material section property. Section property means what? We have to define what sizes of the columns we want to use for the modeling, what sizes of beam you want to take for the modeling of the beam, what sizes of the slabs you want to take, what sizes of the shear wall you want to take. That actually the meaning of defining the section property. Yesterday I told you, before the modeling, before the any step, first before of that we have to go with some setting. So before the modeling, we have to define the material properties and we have to define the section properties. Then only you can proceed for the modeling. Is that clear? Then go to define section, go to section property, then go to frame section. Yesterday we have discussed about the material properties. Now we have to see how to define the section property. So in section property section, you will get frame section, tendon section, slab section, deck sections, wall sections, reinforcing bar sizes. So many things, many types of sections are there. It depends on your choice with which section you want to proceed for defining the section property. So here we have to define the frame section. In the previous session we have discussed that there are two types of the sections. One is your frame section, one is your shell section. Frame section will include your beams, columns, spindles, links. These all are the frame sections. And slabs, staircase slabs, and shear wall. These all are comes under the type of this shell section. Is that clear? So we have to define the section properties. So initially, what I want to define, I have to use, just for example, I have to use the beam section size. Let's say I have to define 230 by 350. This is the beam section, this is the beam, and this is the column whose size is suppose 230 by 600. So these two sections I have to define in the section define. Okay, then go to ETABS and go to file, new model, go with the third option, say OK. So let all the things as it is, go with the grid only option. Now it's done. Close the model explorer. Okay. So I have to define beam 230 by 350, column 230 by 600. Okay. Just keep in mind. Then go to define section. Go to section property, and as beam and columns are the frame section, so go to frame sections. Once you click over that, so by default some sections will be available that will be given by the ETABS software. So actually we don't need to go with this define section. So just click over delete multiple properties. Once you click on delete multiple properties, so these all unnecessary sections that is given by the ETABS by default, you can delete. Just click over delete frame section. Click these two also, just say okay. So one section will be there by default, let it be as it is. Then go to add a new property. Once you click on add a new property, okay, this new dialog box will open that will have many types of sections. A concrete section is there, steel section is there, special section is there, and steel composite section is there. Is it visible to all of you? You all are with me? So many sections are there. One is concrete, second one is the steel, special section, and steel composite. Let's talk about application of these all different types of sections. So if you want to work with the concrete structure, only structure that you are going to build, you are going to model is completely of RCC structure, and concrete section is there. So you can go with the first section, concrete. So rectangular section is there, circular section is there, T section is there, this kind of I section is there. So depending upon on your requirement, you can proceed for the concrete. This is done. Now if you are going to deal with the steel structure, so you can proceed with these steel sections. This is the I section, this is the C section, this is the hollow box section, this is the hollow circular section. Okay, so this is all about the steel sections. Okay, now what about the special? So suppose I have to model this kind of beam. I have to model this kind of beam, which is of, we can say, tapered section, and we can say the section which does not have the uniform section. This is actually the uniform section. If the depth of the section is same throughout its length, but if the depth of the section is going to change throughout its length, so this kind of section is ready-made is not available. So you have to model, you have to make this kind of the section, and that you will get through the section designer. Hello, am I audible to all? Yeah. So when you go to section designer, so as per your requirement, you can design the sections as per your requirement, where you want to get more depth, where you want to take a high less depth. That all depends on you, and that depends as per your requirement. You can design the section. Then non-prismatic section is there, and auto section list is there. Okay, so these all options are having actually different application that we will discuss later. Okay, now steel composite. If you are going to work with the composite section, that means the section is having the concrete also and steel also. In that situation, you have to proceed with the steel composite. Is that clear? Yeah. So here we want to work with the rectangular concrete. These all option you will get here from here also. Once you just click over this, so drop down list will be there, and all types of section will be available. And depending, these all sections are there, nothing else. These all the discussion that we have done, these all sections actually available here. Okay, so here I just want to go with the rectangular concrete. Just click over this option. Once you click on that option, so this kind of new dialog box will open, which has some settings and some parameters is there that we have to define. So frame section property data. So property of the section, or we can say the name of the section. So we have to define the name of the section. Okay, so what name of the section? So first we have to define the beam section. The beam section we have to define 230 by 350. This section I have to define. But before of that, see, before of defining this section, one more thing we have to do. Just close this all. Go to define section. First define the material properties. Just click over this and go to add a new material, and region is actually India, and material type, first we have to define the concrete. Then I want to use M20 grade of concrete. Now say OK. Once you click on OK, so a detailed property of the material will be available here. Here you have to make sure that proper modulus of elasticity should be there. So it will match with your formula 5000 under root of FCK. So the value FCK is actually 20. So the value should match with this calculation. So that is actually okay. Then go to check modify show material property. Just click over this option and make sure that the characteristic strength or compressive strength should be equal to 20, and that should match with the grade of the concrete. After make shoring of this, just say okay and now say okay. So this material will be added here. Say the coefficient thermal we don't need to change it. Let it be as it is. Coefficient of thermal expansion is actually the sorry. Yeah, it is right. See, it is by default for the 20 grade of concrete. Okay, so let it be as it is. Don't make any change here, and also don't make change in shear modulus. Okay, hello. Just say okay. So this material property will be there. Then go to add a new material property, and at this time we have to define the reinforcement. That is actually the rebar. And here I want to take first Fe 500 grade of concrete. Now say okay. The grade will be what? Fe 500, and the density is 7850, and modulus of elasticity will be 2 into 10 raised to 5. And go to modify show material property, and here the value yield strength, ultimate strength will be there. If you want to make any change here, you can do, otherwise let it be as it is. I have discussed all the concepts and all the points in the last session. Am I right or wrong? Hello? Hello? Yeah, now say okay. Now say okay. So this material will be added there, Fe 500. Then go to add material property, add new material property. Now at this time I want to take Fe 415 also. Why I am taking Fe 415 also, we will discuss later. Just say okay and let it be Fe 415. Yes, I will discuss later. Kindly don't interrupt in between. I will ask the question and I will give the time to ask question. So M20, Fe 500, Fe 415. Now say okay. Then go to define section. Go to section property. Go to frame section. See why I have first defined the material properties, because while defining the section property you need to have some required material properties. While defining the section properties we need to have the material properties also. Okay, so first delete all unnecessary section properties. Select all this, just click over delete and say okay. Then go to add a new material new section property. Let all the things as it is. Go with the concrete, rectangular concrete. Now at this time we have to define the first beam section whose size is 230 by 350. Okay, so very important. You all are with me? Hello? Yeah. So how to write the section property? So I have to write the beam section. So the name of the section should be such that it should represent all the things which is inside of the section. Again I am repeating, you have to choose the name of the section such that it should represent all the things inside of the section. Why? Because see, you have to write BM. What it means? Hello? Beam, exactly. What is the section size? 230 by 350. Now next you also have to write M20, so that all the things is clear with the name of the section. What? It is the beam section whose section size 230 by 350 and grade is M20. Is that clear? Hello? Yeah, in this way you have to write the name of the section. Then go to material. So here material is asking. So two materials we have. One is your concrete, one is your rebar. So what material you have to define here? So here you have to define concrete. Don't do the mistake of by defining the reinforcement or rebar. Here you have to define the concrete. So M20 grade. National data size, let it be as it is. Display color. So display color has some advantage. We will discuss it later. Okay, so here for this beam section, I want to take the color as, let's say, suppose I want to take the red color. Okay, so let it be a red color of this section, and section size, width is 230 and depth is what, 350. This is done. Now but just by writing the name as BM, so can I say that this section is beam? But by just writing the name, can I say that this is the beam? Or if I am writing it as slab, SB, so it will become slab. Yeah, so the next step will define what is this. It is beam, it is column, what is this actually? So just see reinforcement. So just click over this option. Okay, so here two options you will get, P, MM, M2, M3. Axial for movement about the axis 2, movement about the axis 3. We will discuss this point also in detail later. But here we have to see, we have to define it as beam. So check this second option, beam. Then longitudinal bars. So as for the longitudinal reinforcement, we want to take FE 500 grade of reinforcement. But for the confinement reinforcement, for the shear reinforcement, we have to take FE 415. IS code suggested that the shear reinforcement, for the shear reinforcement, the reinforcement should be FE 415. Grade should be FE 415. There should not need to take a higher grade of reinforcement for the confinement bars, for the shear reinforcement. Is that clear? Hello? Yeah. Then covering we have to define. So we will discuss about this later. Okay, how much you have to consider and what the thumb rule and what the procedure, that all things we will discuss later. But here take it as 30 and take it as 30. In real life project I will discuss everything with detail, with concept. Is that okay? Hello? Yeah. Now say okay. Once you done it, okay, one section is also there, modify show material property. So this is the part of high-rise structure and is the part of advanced analysis, and this is a part of lateral loading. So we will discuss it later when we come to that stage. Is that okay? Hello? Yeah. So this is the beam section, whose section 230 by 350. Now this is the beam section. As you can see, this axis 3 is actually out of plane axis. This is along the depth of the axis, depth of the section. And is it visible? Blue color. Yeah, so that is actually, blue color is actually along the length of the section. That is longitudinal axis. Is that clear? Hello? Yeah. So whenever you want to see shear force for this beam, you have to see the axis 2 to, whenever you want to see the axial force in beam, so you have to look at 1 axis. If you want to see movement, you have to look over the axis 3. So this is all about defining the section property of beam. Can you proceed? Yeah, once you click on OK, so this section will be added there in your defined section properties. Now you can delete all the non-required section properties. Go to delete multiple properties. This is actually 2 not required. Delete this. Now say OK. So only your defined section will be available there. Beam 230 by 350. Okay. Now just for example, I have to define one more beam section. See, for the structure, it is not like that only you have to define one beam section, one column section, that's enough. It is not like that. Many beam section you need to define. There may need to define many column section. Is that clear? Hello? Yeah. So suppose I have to define one more section, beam section, whose section size is 230 by 450. So go to add a new property. Again select the concrete rectangular. Now at this time what I have to write? For beam 230 by 450 section I have to define. BM exactly 230 by 450 M20. Okay, suppose for this section I have to define, I have to use M30 grade of concrete. Then what I have to do, when I'm just searching here, okay, write it here as M30 and just click over this option. So the required material is available. Yeah, so how I can define? So it has given the quick access option. Just click over this, add material. Once you click here, so it will take you directly on the define material section. So go to add new material and concrete M30, say okay and let the all things as it is. Now say okay. So M30 will be there. Now say okay. Now search, just click over this option. So is it visible? Hello, M30 is there. Hello, yeah. Now just click over this. So I want to take M20 beam 230 by 450 M30 grade of concrete. Okay, so the grade of concrete you have to take here. A section size is what? 230 by 450. 230 by 450. Then go to modify property and choose the beam. Take the FE 500 for the shear reinforcement or confinement reinforcement. FE 415. Take the cover as 30 and let the all the things as it is. Say okay. So this is the beam section. Now say okay. Once you click on okay, so new section will be added in the defined section list as beam 230 by 450 M30 grade of concrete. Is that clear? Hello. Now we have to define the column section. So go to add, suppose the column section whose the size is 230 by 600. The size is what? 230 by 600 I have to define. This section size of the column I have to define. So very important for the column. Go to add a new material property and take the rectangular one and just click here. How I see for the column CM exactly CM 230 by 600 M20 I want to take M20 grade of concrete. So here you have to define the concrete M20 and rest of all the things will be there same, and take the color of this column as suppose black color just for example. So black color and width of the column is 230, depth of the column is 600. Okay, then go to modify show rebar. Just click over this. So it is the column, so take it as column longitudinal bar. Just click over this longitudinal reinforcement. Confinement reinforcement will be FE415, means the shear reinforcement. A reinforcement configuration. So as our section size is rectangular, so that we have to proceed with the rectangular. If your column section section shape is circular, so you have to check this option. So as the section shape is rectangular, so the confinement bars means the shear reinforcement we are calling it as ties. We are going to call the shear reinforcement as ties. And if your section is circular, so the shear reinforcement we are calling it as spirals. Hello. Yeah, so that we are calling it as spiral. Now as our section is rectangular, so proceed with the rectangular and let the confinement bars to be ties. Okay, now the very important design check oblique design, reinforcement to be designed, sorry, reinforcement to be checked, reinforcement to be designed. Do you have any idea about these two options? Okay, so two options you can see here: reinforcement to be checked, reinforcement to be designed. So in our structure, as we are going to design this structure, okay, we actually defining the section properties. We are actually defining the material properties. Okay, we have defined the material properties, and we are also going to define the section. This section, suppose 230 by 600 section size, we are going to put for the ETABS reference. हम लोगों ने क्या किया है, सेक्शन ETABS को बना कर दे दिया है. द सेक्शन इज व्हाट, 230 बाय, सपोज 230 बाय 600 हम लोगों ने सेक्शन दे दिया. Okay, so ETABS, what the ETABS will do, ETABS will perform the analysis, and as per the loading that you have defined, ETABS will find how much loading is actually coming to this column. ETABS will find out how much the load is actually coming to this column, and according to this load and available section size, ETABS will find the reinforcement that is required for this column to resist this load. Hello, are you getting point? Again I am repeating the concept. See, in ETABS we are going to define everything: material properties, section properties, okay, and dimensions of all the things. Everything we are going to put for the ETABS reference. And the ETABS will what the ETABS will do, ETABS will perform the analysis and is going to find the forces that is coming on the members, either it is beams. Can you wait for 2 minutes? Yeah, so we are discussing about these two options: reinforcement to be designed, reinforcement to be checked. Okay, so by default ETABS will give the option reinforcement to be designed. So what we are discussing, for every project, for every new project, what actually we are going to do, we are going to define the material properties, we are going to define the section properties. Means that we are giving the input to the ETABS software. See, this is the material property, this is the section property. Means the column is of size 230 by 600, but we are not defining the reinforcement. We are not defining the reinforcement. We just defining the concrete section. Let's say 230 by 350, 230 by 450, 230 by 600, just for the column. So ETABS will what actually ETABS will do, as per the defined load and as per the defined section property, what will happen? ETABS will analyze the structure and will find the how much load is actually coming on the member on a particular column. Okay, and as per that load coming to that column, ETABS will find the required percentage of the reinforcement for that section. Okay, so that is actually the meaning of reinforcement to be designed. So here we don't need to define all these things: number of longitudinal bars, number of bars along the phase 2, along the phase 3, what is the sizes of the bar. Is it required to define? So first we don't need to define all these things. If you actually want to check the to design the reinforcement, हम लोग क्या करते हैं, यहाँ पर सीधा सेक्शन बता देते हैं, और ETABS क्या करते हैं, हम लोगों को reinforcement उसके अंदर कितना रिक्वायर्ड है वो हम लोगों को शो करता है. This is the second option where you want to design the reinforcement for the defined section size. This is the first. Now what is the application of this option? So suppose if you are defining the section property and also you are going to define your you are going to define the reinforcement. One thing we are going to keep here as missing for this option. We are not going to define the reinforcement, but here what we are going to do, we are going to define the section properties as well as the reinforcement present in it, so that the ETABS, what we are going to do from the ETABS, what demands from the ETABS, reinforcement to be checked. So after the analysis, what ETABS will give the design capacity ratio. Hello, you all are with me? Hello. With this option, you will get what? You will get the reinforcement required for reinforcement required with this option. And with the first option is what you will get reinforcement checked. So हम लोगों को क्या करना पड़ेगा, यहाँ पे सेक्शन भी बताना पड़ेगा and the reinforcement available inside of this column, that also we have to define. And after the analysis it as will give the design capacity ratio means that how much load is coming to that structure, that member. Suppose we are talking about this column, so suppose the 100 kilonewton load is actually coming to this column, suppose 100 kilonewton load, and the capacity of this section being the concrete section and a reinforcement inside of this column. What is the formula to calculate the axial load capacity of this section? Do you have any idea? अगर मुझको ये कॉलम के एक्शियल लोड कैरिंग कैपेसिटी फाइंड आउट करना है, हाउ आई कैन कैलकुलेट? एग्जैक्टली सो एज पर द IS 456 exactly 456 yes 456 2000. So IS 456 2000 has suggested the formula 0.4 FCK. Okay, then gross area of your concrete plus 0.67 FY, 0.67 FY and AC. Is it correct? Using this formula you can calculate the axial load capacity of this section. So it has will follow this formula and will calculate the capacity of this section. So the capacity is there and the load coming to this section is also there, and based on these two value it has will give you design capacity ratio. So what actually the recommendation is that your capacity will always be greater than your applied load. Is it correct or wrong? Your capacity will be always greater than your applied load for the section to be safe. Is it right or wrong? So the design capacity ratio for this kind of project, for this kind of checking should be what? Always for all the section less than 1. So ये मोस्टली हम लोग कब लगता है? प्रूफ चेकिंग के लिए. Suppose one consultant has designed a project and the owner want to check that design structure with the third party, the third consultancy. So what with the second consultancy, so what he will do, what it take the design report from the first consultant, and then that design reports and everything will be submitted to the second person. And what the responsibility of the second person? Yeah, check the designs of design done by the first person, first consultants, and that work we are calling it as proof checking. This is the one application. What another application is what? Suppose a building is there which is, suppose just for example, which is constructed in 2010, whose execution and whose design was done in 2010, and that building is suppose G+5 building. Hello, is that clear? Hello. Yeah, the building is G+5 building that was designed in 2010. Now in 2020 the owner want to extend the floors about the existing floor. Are you getting the situation? Yeah, now the owner want to extend the number of floors above the existing floor. So being a structural engineer, your responsibility is what? The owner defines maximum possible number of floors, how many number of floors that you can add over this existing floor. How you will find? Yeah, so first you have to do, you have to model the existing structure first. You have to model the existing structure first with all its section sizes and with all the reinforcement in it. So you have to proceed with this option. First one, reinforcement to be checked, and above to that, suppose this is the fifth floor, and above to it, first increase one floor. First increase one floor and assign all kinds of the load and everything defined here, and then go to analyze the structure and design the structure and find the design capacity ratio of your existing members. Is it right or wrong? Being one floor to be extended, you have to check design capacity ratio of existing sections, existing members. and that design capacity ratio should be less than 1. If you get this value less than 1, then you can say that one floors you can add over the existing floor. If it is okay, then go to check for the next floor above. So define and model one more floor above this one, above sixth one, and then again find the design capacity ratio. Now at this time you will get the design capacity ratio is greater than 1. Then what you can say, how much floors you can add? Only one floor you can add over the existing. See what I am trying to explain, the application of these two options. Is that clear? So here, if actually you want to go with this reinforcement to be designed, so you don't need to define all these things. Okay, you don't need to define all these things, because we actually want to design the reinforcement. So it will give you it as will by default give you the reinforcement in percentage or in area. So let it be as it is, just but make sure that you have to define the covering. So as per the codal requirement, minimum cover for the column should be 40 mm. We will discuss all these criterias later. Okay, so reinforcement, what it should be, either reinforcement to be designed or reinforcement to be checked fast. अभी क्लियर हो गया सारा? now say okay. Okay. शेयर के लिए भी है, यहाँ पर बीम के लिए आपको सिर्फ M3 फॉर मूवमेंट के लिए है, वहां शेयर के लिए भी डिजाइन करता है आपका. ओके, नो शेयर के लिए भी डिफाइन होता है आपका. शेयर फोर्स जितना आएगा उसके अकॉर्डिंग उसका डिजाइन करेगा. मैं बताऊंगा आगे आएगा रिजल्ट. ओके, सो सी वी हैव एडेड वन मोर column section here. Okay, suppose if you want to add one more column section whose section size is 230 by 500, so go to add a new section property, column section. Now at this time, see column 230 by 500, and I want to take the grade of concrete as M30 for this section, and material will be M30 concrete, then 230 by 500, then go to modify show rebar and take FE 500 and FE 415. Let the all things as it is. Killer cover from the confinement bars will be 40 for the column. See, practically what we are following for column, first for slab the cover minimum we are taking as 15 to 20 we are taking the minimum cover for the slab, and for the beam we are taking the covering as 20 to 30, and for the column minimum cover, the cover should not be less than 40 minimum cover, and for the footing the minimum cover that should not be less than 50. Yeah, so this criteria we practically follow. There are many things, many parameters that will influence of deciding the covering to the different sections, but practically we are following this practice. Okay, so clear this all, we will discuss about this later. So let all the things as it is. Now say okay. Once you done it, 230 by 500 M30 grade, now say okay. So this section will be added there. So is it clear? Now say okay. Now define section is over. Now we have to define the slab section. So how to define the slab section? So go to section again, and here you will be able to find slab section. Just click over this. So a new dialog box will open, slab properties. So go to delete properties, delete this, and one property will be there. Minimum one property should be there. So let it be. Go to add new material property, new section property. And how to write the name? Can you suggest me? So from the ETABS, we are not going to design the slab. We are not going to design the slab from the ETABS software. Okay, so we just using the slab just for the load transferring element. Again, can you repeat it once? Slab we are using it as a load transfer element in this software. Is that okay? Yeah. So we are going to take a SB slab. Suppose 130 thickness is there, and the grade I am going to take M20. So the slab material. So you have to define M20. So as we are not going to design the slab, so we don't need to define the reinforcement. That's why this section will not ask about the reinforcement. As you have seen in the case of beams and column, at that section, at the time of defining of the beams and column, they were asked about the reinforcement. Am I right or wrong? But defining of the slab, it is not asking about the reinforcement or rebar, because we are just taking the slab as a load transfer element, load transfer member. We have to include the self weight of the slab, and also all the loads that we are going to assign to the slab will be transferred to the supporting elements. That's why we are using this element as a load transfer element. Okay. Now here you will get three options: shield thin, thick, shield thick, membrane, and layered. We will discuss about these options later. Right now we will proceed with the shell thin. What is the application, where to use, and what is the difference? That all things we will discuss later. Is that okay? Hello. Yeah, shell thin. Then modifier. Again, I told you this is the part of high-rise structure I will cover at that time. What does mean by the property modifier? Okay, so cancel this. Let it be as it is. Now slab. Many options are there. Drop, stiff. Okay, so here the slab is there, whose thickness is what? Worth 130. So this is done. Now say OK. Once click on OK, so 130 M20 grade of section of a slab is added. Is that clear? Now say OK. Once click on OK, so section for the slab is added. Okay, so this is how you can define the beam section, you can define the column section, and you can define the slab section. Is that clear? Okay, let me show. Go to define, go to section property, go to frame section, and go to column, go to modify show property. If you want to edit existing section property, just click over modify and show property. Once you click over this, and then go to modify show rebar. So here it is clear cover for the confinement bars. इफेक्टिव कवर आपको बीम में डालना है, यहाँ पर आपको क्लियर डालना है. Yes. Okay. Yeah. This is done. Now this is done. So okay. Okay. So the next point is what? Defining the material properties and section properties. This is done. Now what is the load pattern and how to define the load pattern in ETABS software? Okay. So we have to define the load patterns. So when you start the modeling, once you complete your modeling, okay, suppose just for example, okay, so this is the beam. If you want to draw normal beam by one by one, from this point to this point, then another this point, like this, as you can see in the 3D view. So this is the normal way of defining the section, modeling the beams. Okay, so suppose if you want to follow this normal way, so you can proceed with this. And if you want to model in once, okay, go with the all story option, take the beam, just close this, and this is what? This is the quick draw beam. Quick draw beam option is there, and once you click this option, okay, close this and drag from left to right, so that all the beams will be modeled. Is it visible from top to bottom? Yeah. If you want to model the column, quick model, so quick column, just click over this option and take your required section, column 230 by 500, just close this and go back to here, just drag from left to right so that the model will be there, column will be there from top to bottom. If you want to model this slab, see, we will discuss in detail about the modelings later. Here I have to explain some other thing. So take this and model it, just drag from left to right so that the slab will be modeled. Sorry, this is the quick draw option of slab, drag from left to right. Okay, so the slab is there from top to bottom. Now after completion of the modeling, what we have to do, we have to assign the loading to the existing structure. So before the assigning of the loading, okay, assignment of the load, you have to define the load patterns. So what does mean by the load pattern? So load pattern is just the name of the load, just the name of the load. For the basic understanding, consider that what does mean by the load pattern? Name of the load, just for basic understanding. Okay, okay, let's in deep हम लोग डिस्कस करते हैं. Just go to load pattern. Once you go to load pattern, see, go to define, then under the define section you will be you'll be able to find load pattern option. Just click over this option. So before the assignment of the load to the structure or component part of the structure, you have to define the load patterns. So very first, by default, two load patterns will be there. One is dead, one is your live. Two load pattern will be there by default. So one is your dead load. Dead load means what? Self weight of the structure. Self weight of the structure. So it has will by default calculate the self weight of the structure, or we can say self weight of the member. By default it has will calculate. So my question is that, is there any difficulty for the slab to calculate the self weight of the member? स्लैब कैसे इटैप्स कैसे कैलकुलेट कर ले रहा है? सेल्फ वेट कैसे कैलकुलेट हो जाएगा? नो नो नो, इटैप्स कैलकुलेट वो तो वन है. ओके, इटैप्स कैलकुलेट कैसे कर ले रहे? मैं एक मेंबर, एक बीम सेक्शन यहाँ से यहाँ डिफाइन करूंगा, मॉडल करूंगा इटैप्स के सॉफ्टवेयर में. सो इटैप्स विल कैलकुलेट द सेल्फ वेट ऑफ दिस बीम बाय डिफॉल्ट. हाउ किरोजा? एरिया इंटू डेंसिटी और वॉल्यूम इंटू डेंसिटी. या यस, यू आर करेक्ट, यू गॉट द पॉइंट. See, we have defined the section property. So in ETABS memory, the section property is there. Okay, suppose 230 by 350 we have defined. We have defined 230 by 350 section size for the beam. And we, while modeling, we have defined the start point and end point. Suppose the start to end point is 5 meter. It is what? It is the 5 meter. Okay, it is the 5 meter. So, and the density we also have defined by the material properties as 25 for the concrete. So the density is what? Yeah, kilonewton per meter cube multiplied by, these are very basic, no one will tell you about this. Hello? Yeah, 25 multiplied by 0.23 multiplied by 0.35 multiplied by 5000, and this will finally give you the weight of this beam, dead load of this beam. Is it okay? Yeah, that I have taken here 5000. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. It should be what? 5. So how much you will get the self weight of the beam, and that's the concept it as will follow to calculate the self weight of the structure. So हम लोग जो भी मेंबर मॉडल करने जा रहे हैं, so वो डायरेक्टली इटैब्स क्या है उसको कैलकुलेट करेगा और मेक श्योर दैट द डेड लोड पैटर्न स्केल फैक्टर शुड बी 1. It should be what? Self weight multiplier should be 1 always for the dead load only. For, I am repeating again, for the dead load only, your self weight multiplier should be what? Hello? 1. And for rest of all the load patterns, whether it is a live load, whether it is a construction load, whether it is a superimposed dead load, whether it is a earthquake load, wind load, for every type of the load pattern, okay, load type, your self weight multiplier should be what? 0, except your dead load, that should be what? 1, that should be 1. Okay, so dead load will be there. Dead load, have you understood what does the dead load? Self weight of the structure. Actually dead load means self weight of structure. Is that clear? Yeah. Now next is live load. So all the load that you are going to assign additionally to the structure, and that is actually moving load, we are calling it as live load. We are human beings are actually considered under the what? Live load. Is that okay? Yeah, that will be the live load. And one more load we have to define here, super. See, this dead load is a gravitational load, earth live load is a gravitational load. It means that this load is going to act from upward to downward, from top to bottom. Okay, so we are going to call it as gravitational load, dead load. Live load is also gravitational load. One more gravitational load is there, that is actually superimposed dead load. That is the type of dead load, but we are going to take it as superimposed dead load. Why? I will explain. Super dead, and as I told you, for all the load patterns except the dead load, your self weight multiplier should be what? 0. So just click here, add a new load. So one new load, or we can say one new load pattern will be added there. So what does mean by the superimposed dead load? So sometimes for the live load we are calling it as superimposed load. Am I right or wrong? For some time we are calling live load as superimposed load. Am I right or wrong? लाइव लोड को अभी कभी कभार हम क्या कहते हैं, किसी बुक में कहीं पर भी आपको लिखा मिलेगा सुपर इम्पोज लोड. एम आई राइट? मीन्स दैट द लोड दैट वी आर गोइंग टू असाइन टू द स्ट्रक्चर एडिशनली, स्ट्रक्चर के ऊपर हम लोग जो लोड लगाने जा रहे हैं, that is we are going to assign additionally from outside. Okay, that's why here we are also calling as superimpose. Means this load we are going to assign to the structure additionally, and it is dead load. What it means? Means that the wall load or your floor finish we are considering under the super dead load, because the wall load may some people out of you may consider a red brick, some people may consider a lightweight block. Difference is there or not? Hello. So that is the permanent load that will be subjected to your structure permanently throughout its life. Okay, but that load we are going to assign additionally, so that is we are calling it as superimposed dead load. Similarly, some people may take a granite. Okay, some people may take some other material for the flooring tile. Okay, so that is comes under the type of superimposed dead load. That is actually this load will be subjected to the structure throughout of its life, but that is actually additional load, so we are taking as superimposed dead load. Some consultant what they do, they will assign the superimposed dead load under the dead load type pattern. क्या होता है कि मुझको superimposed dead load means floor finish load 1.5 मुझको assign करना है, so one option you can define it separately. और कुछ कंसल्टेंट क्या करते हैं, इसी डेड लोड में उसको डालते हैं, so that's also correct. Hello, is it okay? So it depends on you. So if you take it separately, that will be more okay, that will be more clear, we can say. Otherwise there is no difference. Is that clear? Okay. Yes. So this is about how to what is the concept of load pattern we have discussed, and how to define the load pattern that we also have covered. Is it okay? Yeah. Now next, what is the load combination and how to define the load combination. So for the analysis, okay, so many loads are there. Many loads are there, as dead load is there, as we have seen, live load is there. Also we have seen superimposed dead load is there. Okay, superimposed dead load is there. For the high-rise structure, there will be the earthquake load. For the high-rise structure, there will be the wind load. So these all loads will be there. And what does mean by the load combination? So load combination means what? the possibility for the possibility of the load different loads to which the structure will be subjected. क्या हो सकता है? देखिए, डेड लोड आपका कहीं जाने वाला है क्या बिल्डिंग का? एनी टाइम आपके बिल्डिंग के साथ रहेगा डेड लोड? डेड लोड विल बी ऑलवेज विथ योर स्ट्रक्चर और नॉट? सुपर इम्पोज डेड लोड विल बी ऑलवेज विथ योर स्ट्रक्चर और नॉट? आप एक मरतबा वॉल बना देते हो तो क्या उसको बार बार चेंज करते हैं क्या हम लोग? नो. सो सुपर इम्पोज लाई लोड विल बी ऑलवेज विथ योर स्ट्रक्चर और नॉट? There will be possibility that your structure may not be subjected to live load. Suppose G plus 2 building is there, two families are living inside of in that building. A situation may come, no people will live inside of the building. Is it possible or not? Is it possible or not? Yeah, so there will be possibility that your structure may not be subjected to live load. So there will be possibility of earthquake load. There will be the possibility of the wind load. So load combination means what? The possibility of the combinations of different loads to which your structure will be subjected. So here we will discuss about this later in detail. Just now, before the analysis, one more thing we have to define, that is the load combination. What? Load combination. So load combination means what? Adding the different load patterns. Adding the different load patterns. Suppose dead load plus live load. This is the one combination. Okay, dead load dead load plus superimposed dead load plus live load. So this combination, what we are calling it as service load combination. What is this? This is actually the service load combination. We are taking the factor as 1, multiplying factor is 1. So this service load combination and dead load plus superimpose dead load plus live load with the multiplying factor as 1.5, it means what? This is the factor load combination or ultimate load combination. So just go to define section, go to define and go to define load combination. Okay, here we have to define the load combination and section will be there, add a new combo. Once you click on add a new combo, so first load is what? Service load combination. So you have to write the name of the load combination. So SER, service load combo. You can write the name like this and we have to define the load patterns. So add. So dead load will be there, superimposed dead will be there and live will be there. And the combination scale factor will be what? 1, because it is what? Service load combination. Is it clear? It means that the load actually coming to the structure will be considered by this load combination. I will discuss it later, let it be as it is. Okay, so dead load, superimposed dead load and live load. So the service load combination will be 1, 1, 1. Is that clear? Hello? So let me know this way is correct. See, once you just say okay. Yeah. So the load combination name, what you are getting here? सर्विस लोड कॉम्बो. सो यहाँ पे आपको देख कर समझ में आ रहा क्या अंदर क्या लोड मल्टीप्लायर है? समझ में आ रहे? नहीं. सो दिस वन इज बेटर or this one is better? This one is better. So as per your requirement, that is depends on your choice what you will like. So you can practice, then add new combo. Just put it here, dead load plus superimposed dead load plus live load, take in bracket, and just put it here, it's just the name. Okay, 1.5. Okay, and add the did plus superimposed plus live, and multiplier will be 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. Is that clear? Hello. Now say okay. So a new load combo will be added there. Is it okay? So in this way you can define the load combination. So we understood what does mean by the load combination and how to define the load combination. Shall we proceed? These all things will repeat in the next exercise. So don't worry. If you got some concept, that's well and good. And if you are not getting something, don't worry. All the things will going to repeat for the next, and there I will discuss in more details. Is that okay? So just say okay. So in this way you can define the load combination. Defining of reinforcing bar sizes. Hello. So after the completion of the analysis, after the completion of the design, you have to proceed for the scheduling. You have to proceed for the scheduling and detailing. So first tell me what does mean by the scheduling? Summary of your design. So while preparing the schedule, you need to define the rebar sizes. You need to define the rebar sizes. So being a structural engineer, it is, we can say, must for you all to know the unit bar area for different sizes of the bars. Can anyone tell me in series what is this areas of different sizes of bar, standard bar sizes? 314, exactly 314. So that's why I'm asking for being a structural engineer. If you want to become a structural engineer, so it is should be by heart the areas of different bar. 8 mm, that is actually 50.26, 50.26 for the area of 10 mm dia bar, that is 78.54, 78.54, and for the 12 mm bar dia, that is 113.09. for the 16 mm dia bar 201.06, for 16 mm dia bar 201.06, for the 20 mm dia bar, that is 314, 314.9 something, and for the 25 mm dia bar, that is 490 point something. Is that okay? Yeah. So just keep in mind all these areas. It is very important when if you are pursuing their bachelor's and masters, and when you are going to face any interview, so they will ask this question also. Okay, is that clear? Yeah. So you should know the areas of each individual bar. So our discussion is what we also have to define the required bar sizes and their areas in the ETAP software before the analysis or after the analysis, because this actually required during the scheduling, and that scheduling will comes and after the design. You all know the scheduling will comes after the design. After your design is completed, you have to proceed for the scheduling and detailing. So that's why we need to define areas of different sections. Okay, so go back to ETABS, just clear these all, and go to define section, and in the section there you will find reinforcing bar sizes. Is it visible? Yeah, just click over this option. So see, some by default bars, their areas and their diameters are actually available. So actually I don't prefer these all, just clear these all, clear all bars. So very first is bar ID. So if you have seen, I have shared a PDF document on the Telegram. Have you seen that? Okay. So the areas of different bars is actually given here. So the serial number dia of bar 6 mm, whose section, whose area is what, 28.27. If you want to take round up value, you can take 22. Is that okay? Yeah. So just go back and first suppose okay. अभी तो स्ट्रक्चर में हम लोग 6 mm डाया का बार नहीं लगता है. So we'll start from 8 mm dia. Yeah, 8 mm dia bar. So just define a bar ID means the name of the bar. So let it be as at 8 means the name of the bar. What is the area? In centimeter square we have to put. So 8 mm dia bar is 50.26. How much it will become in centimeter square? Into 10 raised to minus 2. Yes, 0.5 we can take. If you want to take the complete value, that will become 0.5026. Put this value 0.5026. Okay, and now bar diameter you have to put in mm. That is what? Hello, is it correct? So suppose for my design, for my schedule and detail, I would like to prefer 8 mm dia bar, 10 mm dia bar, 12 mm dia bar, 16 mm, 20 mm and 25. These bars I have to use. So accordingly you have to define. So here it will be 10 and for the 10 mm dia 0.78. Is it correct? That you can see here. And for 113 you can take it round up as 110. अच्छा, राउंड ऑफ आपको ऊपर करना है या नीचे करना है? राउंड ऑफ वैल्यू आपको ऊपर करना है या फिर नीचे करना है? एग्जैक्टली, ऑलवेज टू बी ऑन सेफर साइड आपको राउंड ऑफ नीचे करना है. ओके, सो 113 लेफ्ट द 3, कंसीडर 110. ओके, 110 and you can take also exact value 113. It depends on you. So for the 10 mm dia bar should be 10, means asking in mm. Keep in mind the units. 12, that will be 113. So 1.113. Is it okay? 1.13. Okay, and this is the 12 mm dia bar. Now next it is actually 16. What is the area of 16 mm dia bar? 201. So 2.01 and bar diameter will be what? 16. Is that clear? Yeah, it is 20. Then it is 314. So 3.14 and bar dia will be 20. Now next is 25 and what is the bar area? 490. So 4.96 I think. Okay, let me check it. 4.908. Okay, so go back and put 4.908 and bar diameter will be 25. Is that okay? Hello, now say okay. So these all diameters of the bar we have defined. Okay, so this is the one way that we have discussed, and that is very important. What is the areas of different diameter of bars? Is that okay? Now next, clear this all and go back to the commands and bar sizes we have done. How to add additional elevation section at a required section. Okay, just go back to the tabs. Suppose I want to see the elevation along the grid line 1. I have to see the elevation along the grid line what? 1. So just go to elevation. Here you will get 3 options. If you want to see the 3D view, just click over 3D. Under this view, just click 3D view. So this will be the 3D view. If you want to take the plan, just go to plan and choose your required storage. Just say apply. So this is the plan. And if you want to see the elevation along the grid 2, so how many columns will be there along the grid 2? 4 columns will be there. Okay, so just go to elevation and along the grid 2, just click over along the grid 2, say apply. 4 columns 1 2 3 4, and I told you in the last session also, in elevation you will be able to find story labels. So this is actually the base. This is the story 1, story 2, story 3, story 4. So this is actually the elevation. If you want to see the plan, in plan you will not be able to see the story level. Okay, so this is understood. Now next, I have to see the grid. I have to see the elevation along the grid 2. If you want to see the elevation along grid 3, you can go with the grid 3. So go to elevation along 3. Say apply. So the elevation will be there. Again go back to plan and at any level say apply. Now one beam is there. Suppose just close this and from this center point to this point. Is it okay? Now I have to see the grid line. I have to see the elevation along this line. I have to see the elevation along this line. Is it possible for me to see? Okay. That normally it is not possible to see the elevation along this line. So what you have to do? First, you will have to create a new elevation option for this line, for this orientation, we can say. So how to create new elevation line? So just go to elevation. Once you go to elevation, this option is not available. Add selected beam. Is it available? Add selected beam. Is it not available? Hello? Hello? Yeah, is it not available? But if you first select the beam, now then go to elevation. Okay. Hello? Clear this. First select the beam, then go to elevation. Why it is not? No. Let me explain. This software is not working properly actually. See, once you select the beam, then go to elevation. Once you go to elevation, a option is there. Here it is visible. Add a selected beam. Actually, it should be in active mode. When you go to this option by selecting the beam. If you are not selecting the beam, then going to elevation. That's okay, no problem. That is no. That's not needed. That's not needed. What happened? Okay, so actually this is I think the problem of the software, because otherwise when you go with this option beam, then go to elevation, so these option will be in active mode. Okay, let me check it once. Go to open. Okay, go with this. Go to plan at any floor. Is it visible? Show all object. Hello, you all are with me? Yeah, just show grid system visibility. So along the grid line, you can easily see the elevation. But here it is possible to see the elevation. No, so just clear this all and see when you go to elevation. So this option will be in non-active mode. Just close this. First select the beam, then go to elevation. Let's check. Add a selected beam. Just that's sometimes the problem. There will be problem with the software. Okay, so just click over. See, these all are the normals and add elevation. Add selected beam. Just click this option. So along the B16, one elevation option is added there. Is it okay? Now say apply. So the elevation will be there. There is any column along this line? Any column columns or shear wall is there along this line? Hello? No. That's why see when you go to see elevation along B16 beam, say apply. So nothing will be there. Only the beam will be there. Is that clear? Hello? So this is actually the one option. Just clear this, and that we have completed how to add additional elevation section at required point, at required line. Okay, then next, how to see the element properties by taking the option over element. Very important, very important. Just go back to ETABS. Okay, go to plan, go to 15th floor. After the completion of the modeling, hello, you all are with me? After the completion of the modeling, we have before the analysis, completion of the modeling and before the analysis, when you just click over the member, just right click over the member, sorry, okay, when you just right click over the member, so this will give you all the details about the member. It will give you all the details about the member. Okay, so this beam, at which story this beam is? 15th story. What is the label of this beam? That is B20. What is the unique name of this beam? That is 1188. Hello, hello. Geometry. What is the geometry? So the start point is this is the I point, which is the start point. This is the J point, which is actually the end point. Okay, so the start point is your 19, start point is 19, end point is 20. Is that clear? Yeah. Start point ordinate is what? Start point ordinate, x is 11.74, y is 10.33, and z is 54 point something. That you can also see by just taking your cursor here. That is what? 11.74, 10.33, and this is the z, means the height level. So is it matching with this? Hello, 54.85, 54.85. Hello, yeah. So by just clicking over these all value things, you will get by just clicking over this option, right click, so the details will be there. Okay, just close this and take this cursor here. What ordinate you are getting? 11.74, 10.33, and 54. It is matching with that result. Hello, yeah. Just right click over this beam again, and what is the length? 8.91, and you can also calculate it by just taking the difference of these two values, 20.65 or 11.74. So it is depends on your skill. So how to utilize this data. So this is the total length of beam. Now assignments. So what is the section size of this beam? What is this? 400 by 750. What grade of concrete we have used for this beam? M50. That's why this kind of naming will help you to understand everything. Is that clear? What is the property modifier? What does mean the releases? All things we will discuss detail later sessions. Okay. So then go to load. So any load is assigned to this beam. Any load has been assigned to this beam? No. Okay. And then go to design section. So it is not designed, so that no data is available here. Clear this. Just right click over this beam. So let's check how much load assigned to this beam. 5.7 kilonewton per meter under the which load? Superimpose dead load. Yeah, we are discussing about looking over the properties of the section. Is it correct? Yeah, when you just right click over the member, so these all details will be available. So see, in this beam I have not assigned any load, that's why there is no load. Once you click here, so the 5.7 kilonewton per meter load has been assigned to this beam. That is actually available and is not designed, so that no data will be available here. So it is clear. But before the analysis, now suppose I have performed the analysis. Okay, once you click right click on the member, so it will give all the details about the member before the analysis. I'm just clicking over this slab. So all the properties of this slab. So it is at 15th story. Label of this slab is F14. unit name is 237. Okay, now all the things about this slab, all the information about this slab is available here. Geometry, so edge 1, edge 2, slab will have 4 edges and 4 corners. Okay, this one edge, this second edge, this third edge, and this 4 edge, 4 corners, 4 corners. Okay, so all 4 corners will be there, these 4 corners. So edge 1, edge 2, edge 3, edge 4, all these edges are straight edges. Okay, so a straight is there, and joints, all 4 joints ordinates are there, where the total area of this slab is actually given here, and centroid and everything is available here. Is that clear? Hello? Yeah, then go to assignments, what the thing is there. Okay, then go to load. So the 4 kilonewton live load is there, and superimposed dead load is 1.5, 1.7. So all kinds of the load that we have assigned to this slab will be available here in the property. Now after the completion of analysis, just click over the analysis. It is a big structure, so it takes some time to complete the analysis. Yeah, it is going to complete because it is a large big structure, so it takes time to complete the analysis. Now we have completed how to add and then how to see the element properties by taking option over the element. Okay, so when you just click over the element, so it will give the all the properties, but after the analysis, then when you click over the element, so it will give you the result of the analysis, that is will give you the results of the analysis. And the same you are going to perform after the design, so that will show you the design of that particular member by just clicking over the member. So that's actually the change before the analysis, and then after the analysis, and then after the design. Yeah, is it visible? Hello? Just go to display, go to show, and go to frame, and take the shear force under the any combo, let's say 101. Okay, say apply. So this is the shear force diagram. So after the analysis, and with this mode, when you right click over the member, just right click, so this will give you detailed output of your analysis for that particular member. Hello, is it visible? In normal situation, when you are clicking over the member, so what you are getting, all the basic properties of the section. Okay, after the analysis, when you just right click over the member, so you will get this kind of detail, means what is the shear force in that section, what is the bending moment is there, what is the deflection is there, everything will be there. And the same thing, just go to select object type of beams, go to select, so that all the beams will be selected, and then go to select, go to deselect, go to story, except 26th story, deselect all the things. I just want to keep the selection of beam of only 26th floor. Just close this, go to plan, and go to 26th floor, say apply. So I am at this 26th floor. Now just click over the design. Is it visible? So all the beam has been designed. Now after the design, when you click over the member, just right click over this. Now at this time, it will give you design report. After just clicking over the member, now it is not giving the section property, it is not giving the analysis result. What is it actually giving? Design output, a reinforcement requirement, whether the section is passing, whether the section is failing, and what is there. So everything will be given by the software after the design, when you just right click over the member. Is that clear? Hello? Yeah, so this is how to see the element properties by taking the option over element. So in addition to this, I have explained two more things, how to see the analysis result, how to see the design result. Then snap option. Okay, so snap option, see, for the smart modeling, to avoid the errors in your modeling, you have to proceed with you have to check the snap option. Suppose I have to model a beam from this center point. I have to model, just click the beam, just close this, and from this center point. So I am not am I is it possible for me to get the center point? Hello? No. So what you have to do, just right click on the window and go to snap option. So many options are there. If you want to check the center line, midpoint, check this option, say apply. Now close this. Now go to beam section and close this. Now add this time. Is it visible? Center point, midpoint. Just click over this and can move. Just okay. So here center point. Now from this point to this, here center point. Now from this point to this, here center point. So these all are the center points you will get while modeling. And to make more to get more clear options of modeling, just right click, go to snap. So perpendicular, suppose one beam is there like this, one beam is there like this, okay, and I have to model a beam from this point to this. So is it perpendicular? It is very difficult or not to get the perpendicular point? It is perpendicular, but by just at the time of clicking, there may be some disturbance of getting the right point. Am I right or wrong? Yeah. So just close this and just right click on the window, go to snap and check this option, perpendicular projection. Check this option, say apply. Now close this and take the beam. Now from this point, hello, no, is it not? Are you getting the intimation that is a perpendicular? Yeah, now I am sure it is perpendicular. I can confidently can I click here, so it will be perpendicular. Is that clear? Hello, shall we proceed? So many settings are there. Suppose if you want to take the continuous line, so taking the continuous line very difficult. If you miss the line, so you will get in trouble. So one option is there, parallel to X, parallel to Y. Just right click, go to snap. Here parallels. Okay, just check these options, say apply. So this will show you the intimation it is parallel or not. Just close this. Line parallel. Are you getting? Line parallel. Okay. Now from this point, line parallel or not, so that you can confidently model all the things, so that there will be less chances of modeling error. Hello. Yeah, so many settings are there. Just right click on the window, go to snap. So joints, if you want to see the joints, you want to grid intersections. So joints means what? Okay, select, go to select, yes, go to all, just okay, select all and delete this all. Okay, so only the grid. So is it visible? Intersection point of your grid? No. Yes, right. Sometimes what happen, if you are not aware, so grid intersection, uncheck this box, say apply. Close this. Is it visible now? No. That why? Because I have not selected this option. So check this option, grid action, say apply. Is it visible? Yeah. So many settings are there. We will discuss about this also in upcoming sessions, upcoming discussion. Is that clear? इंटेलिजेंट स्नैप मीन्स ऑटोमेटिकली आपको एक्सटेंशन वहां पर शो करेगा. आप किसी पॉइंट से लेंगे, जस्ट फॉर एग्जांपल मैं यहां से लूंगा एक बीम, और इसके करीब लेकर जाऊंगा, सो इंटेंशन ये क्या करेगा, ऑटोमेटिकली मुझको ये पॉइंट रिफ्लेक्ट करके बताएगा और ये पॉइंट रिफ्लेक्ट करके बताएगा. हेलो, या. So this is all about the snap option. Just go back and snap detail explanation we have done. Set display option in detail explanation. Very important. Just go back to the tabs. Set display option. So here just go, okay, go to this. Clear this all. Okay. So this is actually the set display option. Is it visible? Hello. Go to editor and here it is also available. So in view, set display option. So two option is there. अच्छा, उससे पहले, hello, you all are with me? Before of this set display option, we have to see how to arrange, how to find this quick access bar. This quick access bar. So just go to option and go to customize toolbar. Is it visible? Just click over this option, customize toolbar. So this one new dialog box will open. Uncheck draw. So this left side ribbon will be off. Go to uncheck this select. So this select option will be off. Snap. Now look on the top. Snap, assignments, frames, all the things will be not in. Hello, is it visible? Yeah. So just take draw. So left side ribbon will be there. Then click over snap. Sorry, select. So the select option will be there. Now snap. Snap option will be there. And assign joins. So on the top you will get a new ribbon. Quick access ribbon. Assignments. Assign shells. Edits. All edit commands that you will get from the edit option, that will be available here. View, all the view things will be available. Define, standard and design. Now say OK. So these all are the shortcuts, all are the quick access bars. Okay, and you can change the position of all these options as per your requirement. Just on the left side you will get a dotted line. Just click over this point and take it like this, and you can keep it anywhere as per your requirement. Hello, just from this point take it on here, just from this point take it here, now from this point take it here. Okay, and from this point let it be on left side. Is that okay? Yeah. So in this way you can set this quick access bar. Is that clear? Hello. Yeah. Now next what we are discussing, set display option. So here set display option, and that also you can see in view section, set display option. Just click over this. So three sections are there. One is general, one is your object assignments, one is your other assignments. General, objects assignments and other assignments. Hello. Yeah. So very first, generals. So see, if you want to see your model by the object, means the beams, columns and all. So this is the one view. Okay, take the 3D view. Okay, so this is actually the 3D view, and I want to see this model by the object. So this is the object. If you want to see by the section property, हम लोगों ने जब सेक्शन डिफाइन किया था तो मैंने वहां पर एक ऑप्शन बताया था, जस्ट गो टू डिफाइन, गो टू सेक्शन प्रॉपर्टी, गो टू फ्रेम सेक्शन एंड बीम. मैंने यहाँ पर कलर लिया था. हेलो, बीम का मैंने कलर लिया था रेड. ओके, हेलो. सेकंड बीम का मैंने कलर बताया था, मैंने बताया लेट्स टेक द कलर एज ग्रीन. ओके, let's take the color as green, some dark value. So okay. So first beam of color red, second beam is of color green. Now this column I have taken, I think, black. Okay, for the next for this column I would like to take the black color. Okay, okay, it is a black. So let's black color. for this first column, say okay. And the second column I would like to take modify show property and take the color as blue color. Let it be okay. Now say okay. Okay, and then go to define, go to section property, go to slab section, go to modify, take the color of this slab as what you like to take this color, pink color. Okay, now say okay. Now say okay. Just say okay. Then go to set display option. So first is general, second one is object assignment, and third one is the other assignment. So many things are there to discuss. So very first view by color. So पहले हम लोग सेक्शन का कलर, ऑब्जेक्ट का कलर. सो ऑब्जेक्ट कलर जो है बाय डिफॉल्ट इटैब्स ने बताया हुआ है. ऑब्जेक्ट्स कलर हम लोगों ने ऑब्जेक्ट्स कलर मैंने यहाँ से भी शो किया था. गो टू ऑप्शन, गो टू ग्राफिक कलर, गो टू डिस्प्ले. These all are the objects color. Hello. These all are the what? Object colors. Now it's okay. Okay. Then go to set display option. Go to set view, set display option. So these are the object color. Now go to section property. तो मैंने section property column का क्या color लिया है? Black and blue. So what the color I have taken for the slab? Pink color. Yes. Now the section property से apply. Okay. Just go back to tab this and just take the 3D view and go to set display option. And here I want to see this model by the section property say apply. Hello, is it visible? So all the slabs is having the green color, all the shear wall is having the magenta color, and all the beams is having the red color, and all the columns is having the blue color. Is it okay? So you are looking the model by the section property. Suppose I am going to change, go to define, go to section property, go to slab section, and this is the slab section. I would like to take this color. Okay, just unlock this. Go to define, go to section property, go to slab section. Okay, go to modify and take the color as let's say black color. Now say okay. Now say okay. Now say okay. Is it visible? All the slabs is having the color what? Black color. So this set display option we are looking by the section property. Now the material properties. यहाँ पे भी आप देख सकते हो. Go to define, go to define, go to material. So suppose M50 by the material, by the concrete color, by the concrete color actually you will get the result. So go to modify, go to modify show property. What the color here? Hello, for M50. So yellow. Just close this. Okay, just close this. Just close this. Okay, I have not changed the color. Set display option. Now by the material property say apply. Hello, because in all the sections what the materials we have used? M50 grade. Okay, that's why you are getting the result. So अगर बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट कर रहा हो, it is not the just for the magic, just for the entertainment. These all these options are not just for the entertainment. Each options having some application. When you are dealing with the real life project, which is very big project. Okay, many buildings are there, wing A, wing B. So these all option will help lot for understanding the things and for modeling, for proceeding SPD. Is that okay? Yeah. So many options are there. You can practice with these all. Is that clear? Hello. Yeah. Now next, just clear this all. Go to plan at any floor. See, okay. And I want to see by the objects by default. Let it be say apply. Now next thing what we have to do, go to set display option, and here I want to see only the slabs in view. So uncheck this joint, uncheck this column, uncheck this beam, uncheck this braces, null frames. let the floors to be checked only. Uncheck all other things. To keep in view, object present in view. What is the title? Object present in view. Say apply. On the slab is there or not? Hello. हम लोग सिलेक्ट डी सिलेक्ट का ऑप्शन डिस्कस कर रहे थे. सो वहां पर हम लोगों ने देखा था कि अगर स्लैब को सिलेक्ट करना है एक फ्लोर का, तो आपको क्या करना पड़ रहा था? यू हैव टू गो टू सिलेक्ट, देन फर्स्ट गो टू सिलेक्ट ऑल द स्लैब्स, देन डी सिलेक्टिंग ऑल अदर स्लैब्स. इज इट ओके? थोड़ा टाइम कंज्यूमिंग है वो भी. So one option is that off all other elements and keep your required elements and just drag from left to right so that all the slabs will be selected. Is it good or not? Hello. Okay. So this is the one option, another option. Okay. Then if you want to keep only column only the shear walls in view, just clear and say walls, say apply and off the floors. So that only the shear wall. If you want to see columns, uncheck this and say apply, so the columns will be there only. Okay. If you want to take the beams only, apply, so that the beams will be there only. So these all the things what actually you want to keep in view, so you can perform from here. Okay. Apply it, reset to all. Okay. Now special effect. So if you want to see the normal view of the things, let the thing as it is. If you want to see the extruded view of the frame, so check this option, so you will get more realistic view. Just check this option, से apply. Hello, थोड़ा और realistic view है कि नहीं है? It is the more realistic view of your structure. Is it good? It is looking good or not? Hello. Yeah, so this is the extruded view. Three-dimensional models, three-dimensional or solid elements actually given by this option, extrude frame. So only columns and beams we have extruded. Now also check the shells. Say apply. So shells will also be extruded. Shells means your shear wall and your slab. Is it okay? Hello. Yeah. So this is the option. Uncheck this to say apply. Now other special item. If you want to see the dimension in view, so check this option. If you want to off the architecture layer, if you don't want to see these background grids, I have shown these all. Check these options, say apply, so that the background grids will be off. Is that clear? Hello. Yeah. Then go to object assignments. Okay, just go to plan, go to 3D view or plan view. Okay, so joint label. What is the labels of the joints? So here suppose this is actually the one joint. This is actually the joint. This is what? This is actually the joint. This is actually the joint. This is actually the joint. So these all are the joints. So if you want to see the labels of these joints, okay, so say apply. Is it visible? Hello. Yeah. If you want to see the unique label names, so unique names will be there. Okay. Point spring. So many options are there that we will discuss one by one in the coming session. Then shell assignments. आपने शेल के ऊपर क्या क्या असाइन किया हुआ है? What is the assignment over the shells? Okay. First and all about the shell means your shear wall and your slabs. Okay. Yeah. So first label of the slab. And check this. Say apply. So label. This is the F10. This is the F11. Slab floor 10, floor 11, floor 12. So this is the label. This is the unique name. So 321, 350. These all are the unique name. Just numbering to the elements. What is the section? Check these options. Say apply. So what is the section we have used? So this is the slab whose depth is 225 and material is what? M50. Is that okay? So the naming or labeling will be as similar to that we have defined. Then what is the stiffness modifier and all things we will discuss later. And local axis. Check this option. Say apply. So these all are the local axis. You all are well aware with the local axis. Am I right or wrong? So if you want to see the local axis of the slab, you can see in this way. Okay. So there are many things. Some of them are advanced that is not needed to discuss right now. Then go to frames assignments. So labels of the frames, say apply. So that these are the labels of the frames. Then if you want to see the check labels of the uh, uh, frame, unique name of the frame, say apply. So these all are the unique names. For this beam 625 is the unique name. If you want to see the section, check these options, say apply. So this beam is of having the size 400 by 750 and this beam is 400 by 900. Is it visible? This is actually 400 by 900 and this is 400 by 750, this beam. Okay, so all this section with their proper naming will be there. So why I am suggesting to write the name like this. So by the name you can understand what the section size of this material. Suppose I am just taking the name as B1. So can you understand what is the section size of this beam? That's why. And suppose I have given beam 400 by 750. So to see what material is there, you need to go to define and then go to modify and then you can see what material there is in use. So that is problematic or not? Yeah, that's why I write the name like this. You can see, you can understand all the things about the section by just looking over the naming. Is that clear? Then releases and everything is there. We'll discuss it one by one later. Okay, we will discuss about the releases in the coming session in detail. Then go to other assignments. So if you want to see the labels of the shear wall, so pier labels, just click over this option, say apply. So the pier label is what? This is the S1, this is the S2, this is the S3, this is the S4. Just go to general and uncheck this all and keep in view only the walls, say apply. So only the walls in view. So these are S1, these are S2, S2, S3, S4. These are all actually the labeling of your shear wall. So that you can see link is not there, tendon is not there, line is not there, spindle is not there, design strip is not there. So if all these options are there, you can check this and you can keep in view. So this set display option means what? What actually you want to see in view. Overall summary of this discussion is what about the set display option. What actually you want to keep in view. Hello. क्या है इसका एप्लीकेशन, आप अपने व्यू में क्या रखना चाहते हो, क्या देखना चाहते हो, दैट एक्चुअली द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस सेट डिस्प्ले ऑप्शन. इज दैट क्लियर? हेलो. या सी just click over set default so that all the things will be in default view. Just say horizon of the dimension line, say apply. Is that clear? Hello. Yeah, so these all about the set display option. One thing is there, concept of releases and how to assign the releases. I think we have discussed this point. Hello. If you want to release the movement from any end, so what you have to do, you have to release the movement. Means if you don't want to consider the movement from that point, so you have to release it. So we have covered, I will discuss in detail, okay, later I will discuss about this when we come to real life project. Actual क्या होता है, जब भी आपका beam है, when it is going to rest over the first beam, over the primary beam as a simply supported. So as you all know that over the simply supported there are movement or not, or at the simply supported point, no, there will be no movement. So suppose this is the primary beam and this is the secondary beam. So this primary beam, over this primary beam, this secondary beam is actually going to rest, means it is simply supported over this beam. So we have to release the movement. As I earlier told you that it has, if you are not defining the release, it has will consider this joint as rigid joint. Hello, मैंने बताया कि नहीं ये? Okay, so it has will consider this joint as a rigid joint So this joint is going to carry the movement, so you have to release the movement from here. So that is actually the purpose of releasing the movement. And how to assign it? See, go to any story. So as this is the secondary beam, first select the frame, then go to assign, go to frame, go to releases, and check this box on left side. Also I want to release on the right side about the both the axis major and minor. Check these two, say apply. Is it visible? In this way you can assign the releases. Is that clear? Hello. So this is all about today. So shall we conclude the session?